Throughout every season, we're fortunate to go on all kinds of adventures with our guests. But there's 1 or 2 moments a year where you kind of just take a step back, you look around and you're like, holy shit, I'm at work. And for one of those, it was the Valentino Rossi shoot in Italy.
So where we were shooting versus where we flew into was like a 4-hour drive, and then driving all over Italy. Well, the only vehicles they had there were manual transmissions, and I was the only one in the crew that knew how to do that, so guess who got to drive the whole time?
I also just remember it being a hell of a day.
All right, Graham, where are we?
We are at Valentino's race headquarters. We are in Tavullia, Italy, his hometown, where he is actually the largest employer, and gonna spend the day with the greatest MotoGP rider of all time, and somebody that Kelly Slater, thank you, helped us book.
Here's a look at the setup underway. Seth, Tyler, how we feeling? Sleepy? Yeah, it's a little early. We're getting it done. Interview coming in about 3 hours.
What probably stuck out most to me from the interview was him opening up for the first time about his tax evasion charges.
What I suffer a lot is that the press destroyed me, but also with something that was not true. 163 million. So I don't have that amount of money.
It was really cool to tour VR46 with Valentino. It's the biggest employer in all of Tavullia, the small town where Rossi lives and is from.
This is the warehouse of the academy. You cannot imagine how I feel when I'm here, because for a rider, this is a dream, you know?
He has his race teams headquartered there. He has his memorabilia there. He has his apparel business there. It's this guy who's built up this massive operation, and it rivals that of what you'd see of elite racing teams in the US. How many products did it start with initially when you started doing this, and then how quickly did it grow?
Imagine that we start with 8 products, and now we make 800.
As I understand it, Vale is always late for everything. So he shows up late, which we'd already been expecting, but his girlfriend had a hard out because she had to get a few hours away to Milan. It's now pouring outside, and we're all just in this mad scramble to get to the pizzeria, to catch up with his girlfriend.
Do you remember how you found out that you were gonna have a baby?
I went to Milano for make the second vaccination, but during the trip I start to have some nausea. I went home and I speak with my mother, and she told me, you are pregnant.
I was in a race, and she don't say to me at the telephone.
That must have been torture for you
Yeah,
to
for
have
me
a
it
baby.
was.
And when I arrive at home, she
Io già
say to me,
piangevo, I'm crying.
I'm pregnant. It was good. It was a shock. It was a shock, but a good shock. I said, okay.
Actually, I think that was my favorite part of the day, being at the pizzeria. Food was excellent. I mean, it seemed like they were the most comfortable then.
Valentino is super accommodating. Mother Nature, not so much.
Yeah, you never want to shoot in the rain. You never want to shoot in the rain. And we had to do that for a whole day.
You know, we're losing daylight now. Rush to make it to the racetrack to shoot some footage there.
This car have 400 horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and so you will be my co-driver.
Graham was riding in Valentino's car, so they were safe. I was safe under my umbrella, but poor Seth got drenched trying to get the beauty shot of Valentino driving by.
Saluta.
And the one thing they never allow on the racetrack is a car. It's meant for bikes only, especially going into a race weekend when they already have the track in, you know, tip-top shape.
It's the worst thing that we can do it, now we do.
Vale's like, F it, it's my track anyways. And so he takes me out in this rally car, which is kind of the next step in his racing career, semi-retirement.
Oh, Dio. Mamma mia. Very muddy.
I actually think I was wishing I would have been a little more scared.
I just remember in post, Graham being like, this doesn't look like the car's going that fast. I was like, well, it wasn't. You were sideways, going through mud at like 10 miles an hour. He's drifting. Tokyo drift.
It was a blast coming out. I appreciate you having us to Italy, and thanks so much for doing this.
Grazie. I enjoy a lot. It was good.
Yeah,
very
great
happy
time.
to stay a little bit together. Grazie. Ciao ragazzi.